Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive.
Always ready to go deep.
All right, so tonight we're breaking down a game that honestly had me glued to the screen. Montreal Canadiens versus the Washington Capitals.
Yeah, and anybody who follows the Caps this season knows this was a must-watch.
Definitely. I mean, this game had it all right,
Yeah.
especially with how well the Capitals have been playing lately.
They're on fire, no doubt about it.
Exactly.
Okay.
But before we get into the nuts and bolts, let's set the scene. This one went down at the Bell Center, so Canadiens home ice.
Always a tough place to play.
Yeah, absolutely. And to make things even more interesting, the Capitals were missing some pretty big names.
Oh, yeah, they were shorthanded for sure. No Ovechkin, no Oshie, and no Backstrom. That's a lot of firepower sitting on the sidelines.
It's like their whole top line just poof, disappeared.
Yeah, exactly. It makes you wonder, right? How are they going to pull this one off?
Especially on the road against a team that's, hungry for a win.
Yeah. And to start, it looked like the Canadiens were going to capitalize on that, that missing firepower. I mean, they came out flying.
Yeah, the Canadiens took an early lead, right?
2 goals in the first period.
Newhook and Caulfield.
Those guys, they're like lightning on skates, They just zipped right through the Capitals' defense.
And those were textbook off-the-rush goals, weren't they?
Yeah, caught the Caps on their heels, couldn't get set, and boom, pucks in the net.
So, 2-0 Canadiens at the end of the first. What's going through your mind at that point? Are you thinking this is going to be a blowout?
Well, with the Capitals missing so many key players, you got to wonder, right?
Yeah, but the Caps, they've got this way of, just defying expectations.
Yeah, and this game was no exception. They didn't panic. They stuck to their game plan, and they clawed their way back.
Okay, but before we get to that comeback, we have to talk about this one player. I mean, Logan Thomson, he was unbelievable in net for the Capitals.
Oh, absolutely. He
Yeah.
stood on his head, especially
Yep.
in that third period.
The score was tied, and the Canadiens had, 4 breakaways.
4. Can you believe that? 4 clear shots on goal, and Thompson shut them down every single time.
Talk about clutch. I mean, the tension was so thick you could cut it with a knife. If the Canadiens score on even one of those, it's a whole different game.
Oh, absolutely. He was the difference maker for sure.
Okay, so Thompson keeps them in it, but they still need to find a way to, put the puck in the net themselves. How do they mount that comeback?
Well, first, you got to give credit to Pierre-Luc Dubois. He gets them on the board early in the second.
Right.
And then it's like somebody flipped a switch in the third period.
He just exploded.
Yeah. Tom Wilson, this guy comes alive, scores 2 goals back-to-back.
I mean, he was unstoppable.
And then to really seal the deal, Dylan Strome puts one in, and that's game over. 4-2 Capitals.
A complete turnaround.
Right. From down 2-0 to a decisive victory. It's incredible.
And this wasn't just any win. This is their 9th straight road win.
9th. It's insane. I mean, how do they keep doing it?
Well, their scoring's been pretty ridiculous, right? Like 28 goals in their last 7 games.
Yeah, and not just the scoring, but the fact that they're doing it without, their star players.
It really speaks to the depth of their roster, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Like the next man up mentality is strong with this team.
So the big question is, can they keep this up? When Ovechkin, Oshie, and Backstrom come back, will this momentum continue? Or will it be disruptive to the flow they've got going?
That's a tough one. Sometimes having too many stars can be, I don't know, like too many cooks in the kitchen.
Right, who's going to take charge?
Yeah.
Who's going to be the leader?
Exactly. But on the other hand, those guys are stars for a reason.
They bring a whole other level of talent and experience.
So, yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how it all plays out.
It is. And I'm really curious what you guys think. Do you think the Capitals will keep this streak going when they get their stars back? Let us know. Because they've got the Blue Jackets up next, and that's not going to be an easy game.
Not at all. The Blue Jackets are a tough team, and they're going to be looking to bounce back.
So yeah, definitely let us know your predictions. And that about wraps up our deep dive into this incredible Capitals win.
Until next time.
See you then.